Throughout your time at university, you will need to undertake many forms of written assessment, which contain different directions and topics that need to be clearly understood if you are to meet the assessment task demands. So knowing how to deconstruct an assignment task is crucial to enabling your success at university. Each assessment task you receive will have a task outline or description and an accompanying marking criteria or rubric. You need to be familiar with both of these pieces of information before you start doing anything. You can access these documents in your Learning at Griffith course sites. So it's a good idea to print them out and have them visible while you plan and write the assignment. This way you can check regularly if you've met all the task demands, stay within the word limit, and if you've addressed all the subtopics appropriately. So although the marking criteria is designed to show you which parts of the assignment you received marks for, it can also be used as a really useful planning tool to help you know which sections of the assignment are more important than others because they'll be worth more marks. So when breaking down any assignment question, there are different types of words that you can identify. Firstly, you need to identify the main topic and subtopics of the task. These topic words are usually quite easy to identify, and you can ask yourself questions like, what is this task actually about? Or what is the theme or main subject of this task? Often the topics of the assignment tasks are closely related to the content that's being covered in your lectures. The context and limits of the task will also need to be identified so that you know what specific aspects of the topic you're going to focus on. Knowing the limits of what you need to discuss helps you define the scope of your task. Do this by asking, what specific aspects of this topic do I need to focus on or address? What boundaries have been given to limit the scope of the topic? Identifying your limiting words included in a question is really important because they tell you what to include in the discussion, but also what to leave out. And finally, you need to identify the directive words of the task, which actually tell you what to do with the information. Do you need to discuss or evaluate an issue, compare and contrast two different topics, provide an evaluation of a particular area, or perhaps present a critical review? Identifying the directive words in your question will give you the direction you need to follow and how you need to address your task. So to give you a better understanding of how to deconstruct assignment questions, let's have a look at an example. You've just been given a 2,000-word essay and the task outline asks you to discuss the advances in the Australian healthcare system over the last 20 years, including an examination of changes in technology, access to healthcare facilities, the impact of private health insurance, and the increase of urbanisation. So first of all, what's the main topic? What is this about? In this example, you can see that advances in the Australian healthcare system is the main topic of the assignment question. So now let's look at what specific limits or boundaries have been provided. What specific aspects of this topic do we really need to focus in on? This will indicate the scope that we've been given in relation to the main topic. The first limiting factor provided is related to the time frame. We only need to discuss advances in the Australian healthcare system over the last 20 years. We can also see that we are being asked to limit our examination of the advances in the Australian healthcare system to 4 main subtopics, which are changes in technology, access to healthcare facilities, impact of private health insurance, and the increase of urbanisation. And finally, we need to be able to identify what we're being asked to do with this information. In this question, we are being asked to discuss the advances and examine 4 different aspects of that. So we need to consider various sides of the main topic, or in other words, discuss it, as well as undertake a closer inspection or examination of each of those 4 subtopics. 2 more details to notice about this task outline are the word count, in this case it's 2,000 words, which is good, and the format, and this assignment is asking you to write an essay. After you've pulled the question all apart, and really looked at all the critical components that you need to undertake, just ask yourself, what is this assignment task asking me to do? And take a little bit of time and just write that down in your own words, just so you can check. And that way you can refer back to the task materials to make sure that you're really clear in your mind about what it is you are being asked to do before you start to write. Undertaking this short deconstruction and reflection activity before you start will keep you on track, save you time, and ensure that you're actually answering the question accurately and addressing all sections of it. It'll allow you to identify some key search terms and then get started with your research. By knowing exactly what you need to address in your question, you can also begin to make a bit of a rough plan to help keep your notes organised. You might draw a mind map a bit like this, or perhaps rule up a table, or write each subtopic on a separate page at the top as a heading and keep your notes under that. So as you can see, the key to saving time in planning and researching any assignment is to break down the question piece by piece, so you know exactly what the focus of the task is, what the boundaries and the limitations you have been given in the relationship to the task are, and how you need to approach the task. Taking time to do this will help you get organised, remain focused, and keep you on track. So you'll be really confident that you're answering the right question and exactly what's being asked of you.